Hello everyone! Today, I'm doing something a little different, and I'm also a little late to this, but I saw that there was a Wholesome Direct, which basically just showcases a bunch of indie games that are coming out relatively soon, or at least they have a demo out, and I thought it would be kind of fun to go over each game, just give my opinions. I will give a link to the Steam page and any videos I use showing it in the description. I'll also put the link to the actual direct in the description too. So it'll be a pretty big description because there's a lot of games to cover. But anyways, if you guys enjoy, like and subscribe so I can hit 500 subscribers by the end of the year. And let's get into it. This was my first time watching a Wholesome Direct, so I didn't have very high hopes for it when the first game for it was Dressmaker. Obviously, I'm not the intended audience for it, but I do get why people would like this sort of thing. I'm just not into games where you gotta make clothing. That's just not my thing, but it looks like it could be a fun game for people who enjoy that sort of stuff. So, Book Nook, I feel like the trailer was pretty weak, because I feel like I watched it and just had no clue what the game was. But after doing a little more research, it's one of those games where you kind of build Book Nooks, as the title indicates. Once again, this is not the type of game I would play, but it could definitely be the type of game that's very relaxing at like 3 a.m. when you're about to go to bed. Okay, so unlike a lot of games on here, Fields of Mistria was just announcing an update, which in this case was just the full release of the game. It reminds me a lot of Stardew Valley, which I think helps it because, a lot of people are going to be like, oh yeah, Stardew Valley, I love that game. Let me give this a try. But at the same time, I feel like that could be a big problem for this game is the fact that it looks a lot like Stardew Valley, so a lot of players are going to be like, well, why would I play this when I could just play Stardew Valley? I could definitely see myself playing it because I loved Stardew Valley and I'd love to give this one a shot, see what's different, what I like, what I don't like. So, with Spirit Crossing, the look of it just reminds me a lot of Pokemon. Obviously, the games are very different, but it looks like, probably like a lot of the games in this direct, it looks like it could just be a ton of fun with friends. Not even like Are We There Yet's kind of chaotic. Like, I feel like this would be just the perfect game to kind of chill out, make progress together, especially if, you're achievement hunting or something. I feel like this game would be a blast. Tinkernest was really interesting to me because the first half of the trailer, just like building your own city or whatever, just with animals, it didn't seem too interesting to me. Until I saw the second half where it's like exploring underground stuff. I think that alone could get me to try this game because I feel like that part, the whole mystery aspect, definitely brings this game to another level. So, Moonlight Peaks, I can't unsee it now. Like, I saw the art style, and all I could think of was the Disney Junior version of Vampirina. I don't even know if I've watched it. I just know of that show, and when I saw it, I'm instantly like, oh yeah, that's Vampirina. It's definitely not a game meant for me, but I do feel like vampires and witches, for people who enjoy those type of games, especially with adventure, it could be a lot of fun, and maybe I'm just judging it too quickly, but I think it's got a lot of potential. It's just the art style. I just can't get Vampirina out of my head. Honestly, In the Drift really intrigued me, because it looks like it could be kind of like an adventure game taking place in space. Of course, since it's in this direct, it's a little more cozy. But I feel like this could be one that I actually check out just because like the premise really does make me want to check it out. Although it is a little bit of a puzzle game and puzzles I'm not usually too fond of, but it looks really fun. Capy Castaway is really interesting to me because I feel like the style and the way it's presented is like more of a kid's game, but really anybody can play it, and it would be very relaxing to just do a like capybara themed puzzle game. Of course, knowing me, I'd get stuck on puzzles that are meant for a child because that's just my luck. And Discounty is another game that's just kind of showcasing an update. But this update was really intriguing to me because it showcased like basically there's multiple endings and a lot of stuff you can do. So this seems like the type of game where you could just like invest hours and hours and hours just playing the game over and over and over again, which I think is great, especially because the game is $20. You don't want a game that you finish in like 3 hours and have no reason to go back to. So looks fun. Honestly, Dungeon Tours looks like one of my favorite from this direct because it looks like from the trailer it could be very calm at times with your friends and then other times it's just complete chaos and you could have so many funny moments. So I definitely would love to give this game a shot. I hate to say this, but Fourleaf Fields honestly just looks like another game that's really similar to Stardew Valley. I don't know, I feel like all the farming sims kind of have the same style. Not to say that they're bad games, because from the looks of it, this game does have some changes, and I would definitely be willing to check it out. But at the same time, it's also like, really, why should I check this out? It looks so similar to Stardew Valley. Why don't I just play Stardew Valley? Is the seat taken is really weird, at least in this direct, because it's already super popular, and the only thing they announced was that it's coming to PS5, so all I really have to say about it is, as I mentioned, I am not a puzzle game person, so I wouldn't really play this, but based on how popular it is, I know people like it, so I know it's a great game. Usagi Shima looks like it'd be fun for specific people. Like I said, these types of games are not my forte, which probably isn't the best thing considering it's a majority of the Wholesome Direct. But like I said earlier, this just looks like another game where play at like 2 a.m., kind of chill out, and then go to bed. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised that Milki Delivery interests me so much, but it's both a adventure game and you travel a lot, which I guess I didn't realize, but I really enjoy doing that in games. Like, one of my favorite Roblox games is Race Around the World, and what do you do in that game? You travel. And they said it was really short, which I think helps me because personally, when a game is like really long, I get really overwhelmed really fast, so I might honestly have to give this game a shot. It looks fun. Hidden Folks 2 looks like kind of like a Where's Waldo game, which I personally wouldn't play, but I know people who like those games will really enjoy it, especially because the first one did pretty well. And I know that because even Markiplier played it, so I don't know. Maybe I'll have to give it a shot. I feel like with all the noises, brighten my day. I was surprised when I saw Lose Lagoon because it looks like the type of game that Nintendo would release, but obviously it's an indie game. And I think that alone would get me to play it because I've never had like a Switch, so I wouldn't be able to play any Nintendo games. And I guess to me, this looks like it'd be the closest. Plus, there's like the story around it where apparently your uncle disappeared, which I think also makes this game really interesting to me. Beastfolk Barber just seemed like kind of a weird game to include. I mean, I know it's an indie game, so it's not that weird, but like it's very different to anything else in the Wholesome Direct. Like, this game is literally just cutting people's hair. I'm sure there's more to it, but it just doesn't look like a game I would be interested in. But I'm sure it'd be very fun for people who just want something relaxing. The Wandering Village, The Last Leviathan, I feel like is the most unique concept, at least up to this point that I've seen, from the direct, because I just feel like the concept of having a village on the back of an animal is really odd. It's so odd that it's intriguing to me, so I don't know. It's not the type of game I would play, but at the same time, just because of the concept, I kind of want to check it out. Oh, also, I forgot to mention, this is a DLC for the full game, which is The Wandering Village, as you probably guessed. They presented two simulation building games back to back, which I'm assuming they put together because they're similar games. And I'm just gonna kind of repeat myself and say, this is not the type of game I would normally play. I feel like it's similar to like Welcome to Bloxburg from Roblox, except with frogs. You know, everybody was playing Bloxburg and I just never got into it. I feel like the reason why is because of the type of the game. So I'm sure this game has huge potential. I'm just not interested in these type of games. I really didn't expect to find a game that I'd be like, yeah, I really want to play that. But surprisingly, Deer and Boy caught my eye. It's a platformer, so something I would like because I love like obstacle-based games, and this is one of them. So I think the next video I'm gonna make is on playing the demo for this game. I could wait until the release date, but then I'd have to spend 20 bucks on it, and I don't really want to do that. We'll see though. So, Patience is a Virtue is another puzzle game, which would normally almost immediately make me go, no, don't want to play it, nope, not playing it. But the concept is really interesting because, like, you're using a cassette tape to figure out a mystery, so it's not just like normal puzzles. So, I don't know, I might have to give it a shot. Design and Conjure is another puzzle game where you have to like clean up areas and design them. I get like I'm not the target audience for this, so I think with the right audience this could be a ton of fun, very relaxing. I don't have a ton of interest in it. Now, if you're still mad at me for saying how the other farm simulators just looked like Stardew Valley, I'm really excited to tell you that I'm actually kind of interested in Dragon Shelter. I feel like it's exactly what the other games didn't have, and that's a different concept. Like, it's still a farming simulator, but it has dragons. Graphically, it looks way different than Stardew Valley, and honestly, I kind of want to try it. Now, Momento is a decorator game, so I'm not super interested in it. I don't have fun playing those type of games. But I think it's a type of game that people will love to play when they're bored. And I think the concept of the choices you make influence how the rest of the game is gonna go. I think that's great. So I'm sure people who love these type of games are gonna have a blast with this one. Petal Runner kind of surprised me because it's a story game, which I didn't expect to be interested in. I'm not a huge fan of the pixel style, just in games in general, but despite that, I think it could still be very fun. I might have to check it out. Froggy Brews doesn't really seem like the type of game I'd be interested in, but I do think for people who are interested in it, they're gonna have a blast, and I'm really impressed with the fact that it's Komodo Range Studios' first ever game, apparently. I think this is an incredible start for a studio's first game. I've heard of Planet Zoo before. I've never played it, and I know this is Planet Zoo too, but graphically the game looks insane for an indie game, and personally I don't think I would really want to play it. Lately I just haven't been interested in like tycoon type games, but I know if that's your thing, this game looks incredible and you should definitely give it a shot. Cozy Grove Camp Spirit, I didn't realize it was a sequel to the original game because I didn't know the original game existed, but it looks like it could be fun. It's like a life simulator and it's pretty relaxing. I don't know that it's my cup of tea, but I think it could be really exciting for the people who enjoy those type of games. Cocoa Town is another game that's just announcing that it's fully released. And graphics wise, it kind of reminds me of Animal Crossing. And you're just kind of building your town. It looks like it could be fun, but it's also just not my type of game, so I probably won't be playing it. But I know if any of you guys enjoy those type of games, you should definitely go check it out. Loftia is another one where you're just kind of building stuff, like building your own world. And like I've said many times in this video, it's not necessarily the type of game I would play, but it's very much an online game, which makes me think maybe I would give it a shot just because games are so much fun with friends. And also graphically, it reminds me of like Nintendo games. I know Nintendo doesn't own the style, but I do think that helps it a little bit, having a style that people will recognize and that people enjoy. Honestly, I can't believe how good some of the graphics are for these games. Like Tales of Seikyu? I don't know if I said that right, but the graphics for this are incredible. It's another farm sim, and the trailer really wasn't that appealing to me, so I probably wouldn't play it, but I just have to say the graphics are insane. Spiritstead is another, like, town builder. I do think the spirit aspect of the game helps it stand out a bit, but it's still just not a game I'm interested in. Paralives didn't actually announce like a full release. They just announced an update, which was a collab with the game Unpacking. I'm not familiar with Unpacking, nor am I familiar with Paralives. I don't think I would play this game, honestly, because I have no interest in like simulating having a child. That's just not my type of game, but I know there's an interest for it. Okay, so Moomin Midsummer Madness. I didn't realize Moomin is like a show. This game is like a game based off of that. I think the concept is really interesting with the whole fact that like there's a flood, but it's not like a tiny flood. It's like a flood that like literally submerges houses. Like I don't know why they went that route, but it does look like an interesting game. It's an adventure game, so it's got some story, so I might consider playing this in the future. Humblets looked like a card game, which honestly could be something I enjoy because I enjoy games like Uno, so I don't know, I might have to give it a shot. Spiriki Tiny Island seems like just another town builder. Probably not something I'll play. A lot of these games seem to have similar concepts. Waterful is kind of an interesting concept to me because you like basically build rivers. I don't know if it's something I would play, but I guess it's something I could play in my free time if I was bored. Rubber Bird actually looked like the most intriguing game to me on this whole thing, and it was just in the montage. I wish there was like a full trailer for it, but I think it's just like the platformers that really catch my eye and are something I want to play. Hella, I don't know how you say it, but the concept of this game wasn't very intriguing to me. I guess it's co-op and a puzzle game, but graphically, I think I was most impressed by this game. Like, it looks incredibly realistic for an indie game. I mean, for any game in general, not just for an indie game. Little Cheeseworks is another game I'm actually really excited about. It kind of looks like another chaotic multiplayer game that you can play with your friends. I don't know why all the games I wanted to play seem to be in the montage for this event. Toem 2 is not really one I'm super interested in. You take a bunch of pictures of stuff to uncover the mystery, I guess. I mean, I'm sure it's a fun game, but it's just not something I feel all that interested in. Otterly Lost looked like another fun one to me. Like, you're exploring a world as an otter. What's not to like about that? Walk the Frog is a puzzle game, so it didn't appeal to me that much, but it looks like it could be fun for people who enjoy those type of games. It's pretty simple. Japanese rural life adventure looks graphically very similar to Stardew Valley to me. I don't know, like I said, all the farm sim games Well, not all of them, but most of them look pretty similar to me, which just doesn't really make me want to play them. But obviously there's a huge audience out there for them, otherwise there wouldn't be all these farming simulator games. Tiny Delivery looks like a ton of fun. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like it's multiplayer, which I'm really sad about because I feel like this is the perfect game where I could mess with my friends, but at least I can mess with NPCs. Hokko Spaces is like a game where you're building your village, but you unlock people, so it's not a game I would play, but I do think for like a 100% type of thing, if you're trying to get 100% on it, it could be really fun for that. Wild Chorus is really interesting to me because it's like a musical game and a puzzle game. But when I was watching the trailer, I was looking at it and I'm just like, what is going on? But I do feel like it could be really fun just kind of exploring and seeing what you can find. Anamori, I wasn't super interested in it by the trailer. I was kind of confused at what I was looking at because it looked like a life simulator, but I guess it's also got like a bit of a story, so I really don't know what to think of it. Colorbound looked like a really fun platformer, but I already know I would be terrible at it and I would get so mad so fast. Fossil Quest is a really interesting concept because you dig up fossils and then like make your own museum with them. Not the type of game I would play, but I do like the fact that it's a very unique concept. When I saw the trailer for Danchi Days, it was just another one of those where I'm like, what am I looking at? But it's like seems like a story game and with like mini games in it, so it seems like it could be fun. Pelican Post seems like a really clever way to get you to kind of explore and talk to people because you're playing as a mail person, post person, I don't know what the term is, like going around and talking to people and delivering mail to them. Honestly, it's very clever and I would think I might give this game a shot. And the final game that was in Wholesome Direct was Papaya Plaza. It's a town building game, so it's not something I would play, but I honestly found it kind of impressive how the graphics were like similar to Stardew Valley, but like different enough to where it's not exactly the same. I hope that made sense, but it's not something I would play, but I think anybody who enjoys those types of games will probably love this one. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I know it's a little different than the type of content I make, but I wanted to give it a shot. I had quite a bit of trouble coming up with individual thoughts for each individual game, as you could probably tell because I repeated myself a lot, but I'd love to know your thoughts, whether it's just on the individual games or how bad I am at this. Just let me know. And like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll catch you next time. Bye bye.